What will the future world be like? Will it still be possible to buy anything we like with a single click? Or will a single click trigger a global economic crisis? A world where technology works for us or controls us? Could it be a truly connected universe where we'll be able to express the full power of imagination, or one where those connections make our critical infrastructure vulnerable to attack? Will we live in a world where everything is recorded? Where cybercrime plunges us into chaos? Or we'll find a better way? The future will be what you make of it. We'll be there protecting what matters most in your world.
Hello everybody, here we are, two of us, and we are really welcome you on this cyber challenge game KIPS. This stream is provided by the Kaspersky Lab, and here we are in the headquarters, and we are ready for the next step, the challenge, and we will find the winner in the second region. So here we are, both of us, and this gentleman, he is mastermind of this game, Mr. Slava Barilin.
And we have here the Sergey Golovanov, the principal security researcher of Kaspersky Lab. This is the guy who knows everything about the cyber threats.
Oh, I hope so.
And the last gentleman we have, probably the most important person comparing to us, is the game master who runs the cybersecurity challenge for our participants. Let's introduce Victor, the game master.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. And this is the first Kaspersky Interactive Protection Simulation World Cup. My name is Viktor Sergeyev, and I will be the game master for this championship. Many men and women will enter and only one leaves. Let's see who will be the winner.
Okay, so you heard Victor. It's gonna be interesting for the for the players. Now, thank you for joining us, and probably you want to know what this all is about and what is KIPS. So for those of you who didn't have time to view the clip before, to understand, KIPS stands for Kaspersky Interactive Protection Simulation. This is the interactive game we developed several years ago, and for a long time it's both played face-to-face. People sit together in the room and play, and Sergey was part of this experience. You can say how it works.
I saw that, and it's amazing. So when you're in the big room and you see a lot of people in the suits or the engineers in the t-shirts, they got so exciting playing this game. When they got cards, when they got boards, and that's like in the real life. But the main difference is that in the real life you need to run quickly as possible to the data center to seize the hard drives, to make a memory dumps, to make some install some patches and blah blah blah. But here in the simulation, you got a card, you just place the card, and that's it. But
well, sounds easy. Sounds easy. But
yeah.
Let's just have a quick watch on how this looks for the real people. So can we watch the KIPS video, please? Okay, so you probably got some impression now how it works in real life. Today we'll do it in a different way. So today we'll do it purely online. So we have all the teams sitting at homes and offices, but doing the same type of job and having the same type of challenge.
Yeah. And the challenge is to, to make a profit, like in real life. But there is rules. Of course, there are rules.
Well, there's always rules. So, so for the players, there is a pretty detailed explanation of the rules. But for you, we want to make it really quick so you understand the main idea. So if you switch to the illustrations at the moment, so let me give you the very short overview. First of all, every player, and we have about 50 teams competing today for who will be the winner. Every team play for this virtual company doing the cybersecurity job. So the company that they work for is typical enterprise. So our particular company is manufacturing and selling the toothpaste.
Oh,
do you use
very
toothpaste? You know
twice. Yes, twice a day.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. So I'm really a good customer.
A good customer. So we have a little bit different type of enterprise. It's not really selling to consumers. It's selling to retail stores. So it's a wholesale business.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
We ship like boxes and tons of the toothpaste.
Tons of toothpaste. Oh, big enterprise.
Big enterprise. Doing very simple and very important thing as a toothpaste. So the goal of the enterprise is, of course, profits and revenues. But
true.
Where the revenue come from?
From clients. So you are providing toothpaste. You got paid for this, for the boxes.
Exactly. So let's look how we generate money in our enterprise. Let's look at the illustrations. And we have the customer who is placing an order, paying the money to us. We are a modern company, so most of our customers, maybe around half of our customers, don't talk to our sales guys. They just go to the dedicated B2B ordering website, log in under the password, place an order. It's a secure website. So
yeah, makes sense. So it's much easier than to drive to the office, sign some papers, and then wait for talk with the managers. Blah, blah,
people
blah.
don't like people, you know that. So that's why we use the B2B ordering website to get half of our sales. However, some of the customers are old-fashioned guys, so they call to the regional office saying, okay, please ship me some kind of the toothpaste. And even besides that, so the company is always short on revenue and profits.
Yeah, so new challenge. The company, they need the new sales channels, and they
always need more money.
More money, yeah.
So that's what shareholders are about.
Yeah,
so
true.
In order to solve this, we are sending the salespeople, commis-voyageurs, active field sales guys, to go to the customer, visit them, give them a toothpaste to try, convince them to place an order.
Yeah. Hello, you're smiling so bad. Maybe you want to buy some toothpaste.
I'm not sure if we hire you next time, but okay.
I'm not a sales guy.
So once we got the order, which is good, this is a starting point for the company. We are sending this order to the headquarters of the company. And definitely we use the encrypted communication channels, VPN, blah, blah, blah. So we want to make sure that this sensitive data is kept secure.
Yes, of course. If the company is working in several dedicated buildings, the secure connection via the VPN must be installed.
Yep. So that's pretty good for this company. So once we have the order in the company, the main piece of automation inside this enterprise is ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System.
Yeah.
So this is like everything. A brain.
That's like a store where you just putting the order, and then this order goes to the warehouse, and the warehouse is ordering trucks, and they're placing the boxes to the trucks.
So this is command and control center of the enterprise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once we have the order in the system, so what we do? So first and the most important thing once we get the customer money is to
ship, actually.
To ship the toothpaste. The guy paid for it, so have to be delivered.
It's fair play.
Fair play. Money for toothpaste.
Yeah.
So the second thing, in addition to, or after we ship the toothpaste to the customer, what we need to ensure of?
Money. And
Money is already here.
Okay, so we need more toothpaste.
Yeah, we probably may need more toothpaste. So what the system, the ERP system is doing is a second step. You say, okay, guys, so let's check if we have enough toothpaste on our warehouse, in our inventory, and if we don't, we need to order more from our suppliers. And that's why the ERP generate the order, generate the payment instructions for, for the supplier. We pay the supplier, and supplier bring us more toothpaste, so we can sell more toothpaste to more customers. So we need to be prepared every second. That's
So that's usually the problem with the warehouse. We need to store it and be ready that there will be too many toothpaste, or your warehouse will be empty. So it will be your business will be stuck, and it's troubles. But once again, this is not the game about the planning. It's the game about the security. How to secure all these systems.
Well, don't tell all the secrets at the beginning. We'll see how it will run for the teams and champions. So, however, the system and the enterprise is pretty well automated, first of all, and the second is pretty well secured, I believe. Again, we have the firewalls, we have the secure connection between offices. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And the segmentation, it's also installed, it's implemented.
Absolutely, that's what we want to highlight as well. So the guys in the enterprise are smart enough to make the network segmentation to separate all the data servers and the workstations from the normal office employees.
So it's like in the real life, the DMZ is really important for the companies. Plus, we need to be sure that any disaster will happen in the work desk of the employees, the computers. It will affect the business of the company.
It will not propagate easily.
Yes, true.
Exactly.
True.
So that's what these guys have in this enterprise. And on the cybersecurity space, in addition to that, so it's not really ground zero. So the guys have certain security controls already in place. So we have all the data servers are backed up every time. So servers continue to contain transactions, really all the information we need to run this business.
Yeah, so if there will be some power down or some hard drives will be off, then
backup is cool.
Backup is it's really important. It's really important.
So and the other things we have on each of the computers, each of the workstations, there's the antivirus. We suspect it's Kaspersky, but we don't know for sure. And we also have the virtual private network with encryption and system event management, which gives people alert and keeps
keeps logs. The most important is logs. So we need a lot of logs, and for not just a month but years, because if there will be some incident, then any incident sponsor will request the logs for the time several months ago, and usually the computers, they already old logs will be wiped, and for the investigator they will need these logs to find the original breach. So this system are really important, and
so they have logs.
Yes, to set logs, because it will be critical when we'll start investigation what happened in the first steps of the attack.
Do you guys have logs on your system? We hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, so the goal of this simulation, and this is the goal for every people who play today in order to win. So the main goal for the enterprise is
profit. Makes sense. So the IT guys, they got the salary, and the salary they need to to get money from somebody. So somebody, not customers. Yeah. If you got the money not from the customer, then it's like fraud, and this is the other. It's the other.
Yeah, the goal for the teams is to earn as much money as they can, and this is a strategy simulation. So what will happen on every turn of the simulation? So the teams will receive some of the information. What happens to their enterprise? What maybe some symptoms or indicators that something is good or something is not. They need to decide how they want to respond to this, and the enterprise basically will follow their instructions, good or bad.
Yeah, yes, it's true. So the IT guys, of course they following orders from the top management. But at the same time, the top management, they got no idea what the hell is going on with IT, and that's like they need to react. They need to react.
This to IT. Okay, I have a broader vision of what chief executives don't know about. But anyway, let's move next. So our teams today are playing purely online, so they use computers to play. And this is a very good thing because it allows us with Sergey to watch what the teams are doing.
Spy?
And
You mean spy? Spy?
I wouldn't call that spying. I like give teams kind of support. Anyway,
Advanced support.
we will not interfere with how people play, but we'll be giving you the opportunity to view and understand. So teams will have all the information on their computers. We'll have the sneak preview inside. We'll look together what their reactions to the certain circumstances are, what they decide to do in each of the turn, and we can see the results, the outcome of their actions.
And analyze what was the response for
It's very
the
interesting
troubles.
to see different strategies that people. So the game is about to start. We're waiting for the championship, but let's have a look on the screen and see how much teams we have today. Okay. Cuba Nerds. Cuba Nerds, I know. It's from Cuba?
I don't know.
I don't know. We have people from all over the world.
I think Cuba is
hard to
sleeping.
say.
Maybe
So we have-
insomnia Cuba.
Wow. I see some
Crazy cats. Crazy cats.
Switzerland people, crazy guys.
Jet.
Kaspersky Chat. Yeah, man.
Legion.
So you can see we have. I
lot
don't
of
even.
teams.
It's hard to count. I mean, like 80 teams or something like that. How we watch these 80 teams?
Let's split the screen. I don't know.
In 80 pieces?
80 pieces. Yeah, but it will be really small. Yeah. So I think that we should choose and pick up some teams and watch them closely during our stream. Can you show me a little bit more? I like these guys. Red Dragons.
Red Dragons.
Red Dragons. Yeah, you know the
Sounds
game. Of,
powerful.
It's like the Game of Thrones, you know. Red Dragons, mother of the dragons. So that's
that's
Targaryen.
what you
So
mean, okay.
I really
I
like
get
this.
it.
I really
Okay.
like. I will
Okay.
pick this team. I'd like to watch what the.
You like
guy-
this one?
Yeah,
Okay,
Red
so
Dragons. Yeah.
I'll use a different strategy. So Sergey picked the Red Dragons, and I will pick the little bit different team, which is different from the others. So most of the guys who are playing today are really the security practitioners, so gathered from across Europe and Middle East. But we have the one team which is called Lauren Ipsum, and I like these guys because these guys are really represent students on the information security.
Look at them. Look at
Well,
them.
it's a powerful team. I mean, so they
Yeah.
already like enjoying and learning how to play. But I believe it will be nice intrigue to see who will be doing better, the professionals or the Rockies.
Dragons, of course, dragons. You know, that's the young people. They really want to do something. They got energy, they got the power to do it. But you know, they're specialists. They keep them calm. They know what to do.
Carrying on,
Experience.
following the templates that they have in their minds.
Yeah. No, no.
Okay, that's gonna be some challenge. We will see. I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
sometimes the fresh mind, you know, thinking out of the box,
True.
and
But
sometimes experience.
But once again, when the company is working, they need to follow the procedures and processes, and that's generating the income. Thinking out of the box, it's advanced level. So before going to this, go outside the box, you need to understand what the size of the box.
You need to go inside the box to go outside of the box.
Yeah, true.
That makes sense. Okay. Interesting. Who else we have in the list? So Jelly Riders. Yeah. Les Chevaliers.
Legion.
Les Chevaliers. I'm not sure I can spell that in French, but and you have few Russians. I cannot translate that. Cubanoids is a good
Gaff.
10 KB.
10 KB.
Far.
Dialab, I
Dream
think.
Squad. Oh, people are very creative on giving the names for their teams.
Avengers.
Right, what happens here?
Avengers. Captain
Okay.
America. Yay.
Okay.
So
That
who?
was
Swiss
Jira,
team.
Volga.
USK. Volga.
Funny.
Password. I think that the guy there was a guy password 01, and I think that the password for this username will be password 02. You see,
We
yeah.
know the principle. I mean, it's, that's
You know
how it normally works.
Yeah, the fools they got, same ideas.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Having the same, habits, skills.
Experience.
Okay. So, the two teams we selected. So one is the Lorem Ipsum, which are the students in
It's for you.
information
It's
security.
yours.
This is mine.
Yeah. So
And the second
this
team, which is the Red Dragon, we do not know who these guys are. They are playing from somewhere outside of the world. But this represents professionals.
Yeah.
So
and
this is going to be the challenge.
Yeah. So this is going to be the challenge, and I'm making a bet. $20.
You still have $20 after the first series. Okay, so you play for mine $20.
Oh, yeah, so you got $20.
Okay,
so
I
you,
got $20 and you
okay,
put
so
them
I
on
will
stake.
Okay, so
Makes
I will
sense.
respond.
Okay, so I cannot lose in any case.
Yeah, and for me it's chance.
Okay.
It's really
So
hard
during
to
the-
choose champion based on the name.
Well, that's how I choose food, by the way. So during the championship, as soon as the teams will start, so we'll be able to look at their interfaces, sneak, spy, give support, see what they have, see what the tools they have, what they can do in the simulation, how they can make their actions. So you can see some of them are pretty much related to cybersecurity, some of them less, maybe audit. I don't know how close audit is to real security.
Well, depends on the guys who are preparing these reports, because usually when we are reviewing the such kind of reports, that's like, yeah, basically what is there is true, but with no priority, it's like useless. Yes, you know that we need to, for example, install the updates. Yes, okay, so how? Okay, so for example, the other, like, you need to change the passwords like once a month or once in quarter. Then it's fine, but how to change it, how to organize procedure, and what to do, and what's the priority of this? So that should be really it's an important topic for such kind of reports. And of course, that's the planning. It's more about plans, how to react on during the incident. And that's really important card in the first turns, because that will provide you the strategy and the vision how to react, because all these turns, all the steps that the teams should be able to survive, actually, not just to save the income, but to survive.
Well, to the extent we know how it normally works for the players, yes, it's gonna be tough. So.
Yeah.
But exciting. So, okay, so I guess that you're rather supportive of audit, right? Because you know that you always challenge me that it's a paperwork, that's dumb, waste of time, so why don't you do real things instead?
Okay, so if you will look on the how the industry is working, the IT security industry, so you've got, for example, requirements from the regulators, for example, from
compliance, of
course. But at the same time, for example, if we're talking about the exploits, they
don't care about compliance.
Yeah, they don't care about the compliance. So
that's the problem of the bad guys. They don't care.
Not even the bad guys. So, for example, there is really smart kid somewhere in Latin America, and he found the vulnerability, and he made the exploit, and that exploit is really powerful. So it can crush a lot of enterprises. And this kid, he doesn't care about the compliance. So he is releasing his exploit. Then the vendors who are providing security.
Maybe he's just proud of himself.
Yes, of course, because it's like acknowledgements, because he will get the acknowledgements.
Cool guy.
Yeah,
smart guy.
Yeah, smart guy, of course. But at the same time, the next step will be the step from the security solution. So they need to detect and prevent this exploitation of this exploit from the smart kid in the real enterprise. Then the patch. So the vendors who need to fix the mistake, they need to make the patch. Then this patch should be delivered to the customers. And
It
then
sounds much longer than
yes, of
writing
course.
the exploit.
And then only after that, when the vendor will release the patches, then the regulators, they will send notifications to the, for example, central banks, to the banks, that you need to update. So you see that that's a long way.
Well,
So that's why the paperwork, it's really important. And if you lost this first signs of the exploits on the first step, and you received the paper that you need to update, then you're doing something wrong, because the kid, he could do whatever he wants with your network during all these steps.
Okay.
So it's really important. It's really important, but it's not really proactive.
Okay, so I believe teams are ready to start. So in a few seconds we'll switch to Victor. Please, let's switch to WebEx and see.
Usual shock vulnerability. An usual shock type server vulnerability was disclosed today. All companies are warned to patch their servers immediately. Postponing the patch application may cause server issues for the whole community. So,
good news?
That's disaster. The shell shock and heartbleed. It's you will never want this. Nobody wants this, because this system, the bash or the OpenSSL, that's in there implemented almost everywhere in a lot of enterprises that are running in a Unix-like operation system, or the same IoT devices. They are running the same operation system with the same vulnerabilities. And the trick is with that the developers of the system, sometimes they just skipping patch. So. Right now, we need to once again double check.
You tell us that the shell shock is something very bad. So, but for our visitors today, probably not everybody got what the shell shock is. So, we'll use this case to show the short video on the shell shock, just to give you an idea how this vulnerability and what is the exploit and what is the danger. So, can we run the shell shock video, please?
Remember Heartbleed, that oh-so-terrible security vulnerability that had pretty much every major site you visit on a daily basis asking you to change your password? Well, there's apparently something worse, shell shock or the bash bug. Much like Heartbleed, neither name really does much to explain what it is, so we'll try our best. Bash, or born-again shell, is a utility found in many Linux and Unix operating systems, which is exactly what's so problematic about it. While the vast majority of folks don't use Linux as their main operating system, many devices do use Linux as their base operating system, such as your television or even your thermostat, all of which are vulnerable to a hacker who only needs to add some extra code at the end of a normal bash command line. That code is then executed, leaving your perfect room temperature open to malicious attacks. A hacker would generally need high-level security access to take advantage of the bug, although the Red Hat security team notes certain services or applications allow remote, unauthenticated access, which an attacker can exploit.
So it sounds like that's a real danger, as you say.
Disaster. It's how it could be possible. So, and usually when we're talking about public news, there will be a lot of hype. And
So
usually,
this is not.
This is not a hype.
Okay,
That's real life. That's really dangerous.
I wanted to hear that from you. Okay, so let's look at the next thing. Let's look at what is in this for our players. I mean, shell shock is the dangerous stuff, but what is danger in particular? So our enterprise, do we have the websites which are vulnerable?
Yeah, of course. The B2B ordering website, it's publicly available, so any guy from the internet can use this vulnerability and do whatever he wants with this web server. And then, of course, we got the ERP system that's also vulnerable, but once again, it's hidden inside the infrastructure, so it's not easy to get access to it. So anyway, we've got
the first target probably
Yep,
will be the
of
B2B
course.
website.
Yep, of
And what do you
course.
recommend to do with this shell shock vulnerability?
Well, first of all, you need to, of course, patch. So you need to check the system, which is running on this B2B ordering website. Go to the vendor's website, find the update, install this update, check that everything is working, and that's it.
And what if you don't?
If you don't, then I think that you need to go to vacation. or just leave the building.
Or
Just just sign that I'm quit. I'm done. Yeah, but this is like a critical vulnerability. In same time, you need to think how to prevent such kind of disasters for the future. So you are fixing the hole, and you need to prevent the growing of these holes once again. So the installation of the patch management system, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And for this turn, we've got 10 minutes.
Well, this is the first turn. This is the longest one. So now when we are exploring some inputs, the teams are actually thinking on the strategy. So when it comes to the website, like our illustration was showing, like installing shell shock patch is easy thing, but there is the other dangers that may come to the B2B website. So
of course, So the strategy for the first turn, when you got a lot of time, when you got a lot of budget, and you need to design the strategy, it should be like installing the basis system. Really, you need a lot of investment, because
investments.
I really like
Business
this.
people always like this investments.
Yes, because right now when everything is good, the business is
Shell
running.
shock. Okay, so far shell shock is the only some kind of thing.
Yes,
not much.
Yes, but this public news is actually right now it's not acting in the business.
Let's look inside the screen. Let's look inside the players and see what else they may
doing?
have besides the public news. I see the second one. I see the BSOT.
But you need the blue screen of death. It's a regular things, and during the since Windows 95
or 3.1,
it doesn't matter. You may see this screen. So there, and right now our teams, they got the internal use that some workstations, they are suffering from the blue screens of that, and it's actually that nothing.
Is it normal?
Well, if you're installing the updates, or you make some changes in the configuration of the system, that's fine. That's fine. You've misclicked something there.
So it was my fault?
No, this wasn't your fault. But for example, maybe you choose the wrong order how to install the updates or patches. Then you will.
Okay.
Maybe you will see the blue screen of that, or maybe you just driver for your mouse, like so not the mouse, but some devices you installed, the driver was updated and something went wrong, and you see the blue screen of that. That's fine. You made something. The problem is when you haven't changed anything. So you were just typing in for example, the Word document, and then suddenly blue screen of death.
That's Windows.
Okay, that's Windows, but there was nothing changed in the system. So this error, the blue screen, it's a system mistake. It's error inside the kernel. So you are not if you didn't change anything inside your kernel, it shouldn't happen. Yeah. So that's how it makes sense.
Well, got your point, but I have an illustration for you, so just a short reminder. So this blue screen of death, maybe you changed something, but the world have a lot of famous stories when the blue screen of death happened, when you're not supposed to touch kernel, starting from the presentation of Windows 8 by Bill Gates, or the Olympics in Beijing, or a few other, I would say, public face palms with a blue screen for 2 or 3 days.
It was
huge screens.
It's really, it's not common.
It just happens.
That happens before this updates.
I don't know. It's definitely something not good for the users, but I still have a big question. Is it really related anyhow to, I don't know, cybersecurity, stability of the business? Okay, it's few workstations, so it happens from time to time.
That's true. That
Let's
happens.
look at the screen and see what teams are like thinking about. So Lauren Ipsum, so they're reading this, right? So they need to read. So let's look what their plan is. So
Install backup.
backup
For
for
the
the office
office.
network. So it's not only servers data will be backed up, but the workstations as well. Smart. So shell shock.
And expensive. And expensive.
Good. Okay.
Uh,
Anti-DDoS solution. So they
anti-DDoS,
want
yeah.
to I don't know,
Okay, so
support
they
and protect the B2B website, I believe.
install-
Penetration test. Is it smart?
Well, or yes. So yeah,
I think
it's like in the
it's like you have vulnerability, so let's see what else we have like vulnerable in the system.
Yep, of course. But once again, you already know that you got vulnerability inside your web server, and the vulnerability is about the shell shock. So maybe you should react how to prevent this in the future. Okay, so they're right now they're 100% sure about the shell shock. They're running pen testing, and then there will be more. Okay.
Well,
Okay,
let's
change
see.
the password.
Let's see on your guys. Let's see on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
red
Red Dragons. Red Dragons, please.
I think they're already made their mind. And of course, it's a shell shock patch, so good. And this is the card that you recommend.
Yeah.
Did you talk to them?
No.
Okay, so they want to start with audit. I don't know what will be paperwork on the real one. We'll see. Change passwords. Why they're changing passwords?
I don't know why, but once again, the both team they missed installing the patch management system. So during the next disclosures about the vulnerabilities, they will need to install patches manually.
And that's what they're doing. They're doing
Yeah.
checking for patches, for example,
that's-
here, right?
Yeah.
So Lauren Ipsum goes for, search for patches.
Yeah.
And you say that this is really the alternative to this one.
Yeah. Yes.
Patch
So
management.
yeah. So that's cost lost a lot, and actually that will make the same cards of the installing the patches in more advanced way, and it's more effective.
Okay. Well, we see that teams made their moves, and let's see
Yay,
the results
results.
table. Let's see the results table after the first turn. So we started all players equal, of course, and where we have this, where do we have our Lauren Ipsum?
More than 100. Yeah. That's yours.
108. The place number 108. Not that I was dreaming about. And where is your
Red Dragons.
dragons? Where is your red dragons?
Oh.
33.
Guys.
33.
Yeah.
33.
Yeah. So right
And the
now,
difference in score is very, very, very small, to be honest.
But this is the first turn. Come on.
This is the first turn, yeah. It's not really to make any. Let's look what these guys have. So they applied patches, installed, blah, blah, blah. They got some penetration test results,
Of
which
course,
is
definitely everything is bad. I can just a shirt.
no, well, they got some recommendations. Funny thing I want to highlight is that they did the pen testing, but it costs some money for the business. That's what I was always telling to
Yes.
security guys. Guys, if you touch our systems,
Yes, of
don't
course.
interfere with the normal.
Yes, that's true.
So that
that's
looks realistic.
true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so they decided to pay this money in return to learn what kind of vulnerabilities they have in the system. And what about the red dragons? What about the red dragons? They
got
got
audit.
this similar, even more, I would say, recommendations from the audit.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You see the priority. We were talking about the priority during the audit. So in this case, the guys they received message about critical. So critical is they need to the
Critical.
Yep, that's the critical.
That's
so the recommendation that Office AV should be set up properly. Well, okay. So that makes sense. And this is the first turn. So right now, teams they should decide what to do next based on this data.
Another thing. So look. So when we talked about the blue screen of death, so we say, okay, blue screen repeated. There was a problem with the corrupted system driver. So it's IT stuff. kind of a normal, so they upgraded the hardware or something. Is that similar to what you're talking
well,
about? If you
yeah,
do some
but
changes.
yes,
Yeah.
but at the same time it's repeated. You know, it's repeated. So once again, if it's just one workstation went down, okay, that's fine. Then second, third, fourth, fifth, 10, 20, 30, that started to be really suspicion.
Are you
Because
talking about Windows 10?
I'm talking about any kind of, so it doesn't matter actually the blue screen of that or the kernel panic in the Linux, in the Linux operation system. It doesn't matter. So the IT guys, the corrupted system driver, okay, right. So for example, in one case, but then in the second, what was it with the second, with the third, with the fourth? So maybe it's time to go a little bit deeper, to make the memory dump, to go to install some volatility application, recall, to look inside the kernel and see what exactly happened. Plus, we need to understand that it's really fast. If you got the nice engineers who care about who understand how the kernel is working, they can easily
I give
make
you the
it.
end user experience.
Okay.
Nothing is fast with the support, with you guys from the cybersecurity. You give the computer, it's gone for days.
We're
So-
busy.
Okay,
We're busy.
so
Come on.
I mean, it's much reset is probably the fastest way of solving this kind of problem. And this is what support service normally recommend at the first place. Reboot.
Reboot, yeah. One reboot will solve tons of problems.
Yep. Yeah, that's I would say pretty much typical approach. I don't know. We'll see how teams react. So
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
different point of views even this, but the main question what the team's reactions will be. So what they want to continue, and even here with the audit or the pen test, so they got a lot of recommendations. But let's move to the WebEx now and
Yeah.
see what's coming on the next turn for our players.
That during the last quarter, mobile malware expansion continued its exponential growth. Some mobile attack methods even use super user privileges to conceal their presence, making it very difficult to combat them. So start the action phase, and we have only 7 minutes at the turn number 2.
Okay, so this is the second news, and what's that? It's actually about the regular news. So the malware, Android.
So it's not like a
Android,
shell shock.
Yeah, no, it's not like a shell shock. So that's more about like the common use from some vendors that they found something interesting. But once again, it's for the enterprise that troubles with the Android. It's like, well, yeah, but we got a lot of job to do inside our network, and we planned to do it inside our network. So the news about the Android malware, well, it's important, but not really critical. So it's not like the shell shock when you got this card to just install patches right here, right now, as soon as possible. But so
Okay. It's a hype.
It's a hype. Yeah.
You
let's
think
say
it's a
like
hype.
that.
Well,
It's a
let's
hype.
look what else we have here. And I have a couple of news coming here for Red Dragons, and I believe the
Yeah.
same. So let's have a look at this one. So
Workstation.
the
or what?
employee was
Report.
asked to pay $400 or his emails will be published. So actually somebody is treating our employee. I wonder what kind of, I don't know, files this guy have? Like porno?
Yeah, private photos. Private
So
photos
why
from
should
the
he should be
from the cloud.
scared from publishing his emails?
Well, right now that's just for the one workstation, and
It's just one guy.
one lonely guy, and right now it doesn't actually act on our business, so it doesn't make sense for the IT security department. Yeah, that's the issue for the one guy, and what to do with that? Just help him clean his find the malware, for example, on his computer,
Yeah,
or just send like
I
change your
personally think
password?
it's kind of a personal business. So, but there's the other thing which worries me more than that.
What was there? What's there?
The other one, let's look at here. So the supplier
Reported.
that he's not really paid enough money. So
Oops.
the money was paid to another supplier who is not answering the phone calls. What do you
so-
think? Like, it's not a big deal, probably, but sign of something wrong.
Well, so
Any ideas?
usually when you're dealing with such kind of problems, then you get the two options. The first option is that some mistake inside the configuration of the system. So the computers something went wrong, or
Blue
because
screen of this.
or if there was a human mistake. So there are some man inside the budget department who is signing the old money transaction. He maybe misclicked or just placed the wrong number inside the system. So money went in the wrong direction. So that actually happens. And for the if we will compare these two news, then the just ransom from the one lonely guy and so there was reported that system sent money in the wrong way. Then for the IT security department, it's more important to go and deal with the money than to help change the password from the cloud storage for this one lonely guy. So right now that's the equal situation for the whole teams, and I think that we are ready for the analysis. So Mr. Slava, please show us what's there with this.
This time it's gonna be quick. So actually, both of the teams did the shell shock patch. So they, I hope, eliminated the problem here. Both of the guys, Red Dragons and Lauren Ipsum, have absolutely the same challenge with the payment shortfall when paying to suppliers. So money is not going really right to the supplier, so it represents the loss to the company. So both of the teams lost $10,000 by this turn, which is definitely not good, but hopefully it's not really that full yet. And for both of the teams, the system administrators say that the blue screen of death is growing more and more. So they have more workstations affected.
Yeah, so the blue
Again?
screen death, yeah, that's something wrong. Something wrong with this blue screens of death. It's not a regular, not a regular mistake. They didn't touch anything, and a lot of computers are going down. So maybe it's time to do something with that. Yes. Right now they got the issues with the losses, but you need to react properly on all these issues with this lonely guy, with these losses, with these absurds. But how?
Let's look at the screen and see what teams are going to do with this. So what they pay more attention to money loss or to the blue screen of death?
Yeah. So what's there?
This is the Lauren Ipsum. This is what they, I believe, decided. I hope this is the final. So mobile device management system. This is
That's the reaction for the public
for
news.
the hype.
Yeah.
Okay, so hype drives people. So review accounts and rights. They follow, I believe, the recommendations that they got
from the reports.
From the reports.
Yeah.
They suspect this may be insider, I believe, because they're really going to check the security background of the people responsible for payments.
Yeah, once again, there could be the misconfiguration or there's a human mistake and roll back suspicion transaction. They're trying to send the money back. Give us money back. So they're requesting.
There was a mistake. Send me money back, please.
Yeah. Just go to the bank
we'll see.
and fill
We'll
the
see.
report and wait for the money back.
Okay.
And then the
The last thing, they seems to hear you as well. So you say, pay attention to this blue screen of death. It's not normal. So this is. I wouldn't pay attention to this. I mean, when I have the money loss, I probably would focus how to get the money back.
So right now they're trying to send money back and make the analysis of the hard drives. That's a good idea. So inside the kernel, something should be there. Some mistakes, some code, additional code. And for example, if we talk about the modern malware, for example, like not really popular right now, but what was massively like 7 years ago, like bootkits, they should be on the hard drive. If the reason for the blue screen of death is bootkit, then you will see it definitely on the hard drive. So the ranking.
Let's wait for the end of the turn and see where my guys are going. So
84.
Lauren Ipsum is going up. So now it's 84. It's not yet number 1, but they're definitely moving up, which is a good thing.
You're thinking positive.
Let's look at you guys.
And Red Dragons.
Red Dragons. Where do we have it?
Whoa.
Wow.
20. Yeah.
Wow. You have number 20.
Red Dragons.
Red Dragons are doing pretty good. Pretty good this time. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what they got.
So
wow.
They've got report about
So they both, I believe, decided to analyze
the hard
drives, and they found that the hard drive contained malware.
Okay, so right now that's usually what you have from the forensic report. So you've sent the hard drive to the team of the forensic analysts, and you got really good professional field report. And yep, in this case they've got the high-profile malware. So what does it mean? It means that the targeted attack. It means the state-sponsored attack. That means some APT, advanced persistent threat, and that's really important. So right now, for our company who is selling the toothpaste, it's maybe the attack that they would not be able to handle. Because this kind of attack, they're really important and they're really crucial for the business. And our teams, they are really lucky actually that they found that behind the PSOT, it's not just a misconfiguration of the operation system, but by the high-profile malware. So once again, during the filling the reports, the forensic analysts they're trying to make the reverse engineer to reverse the malware what is hidden there, and usually you will see the functions that was there. So for example, if the malware were able to steal the passwords, then the recommendation will be change your passwords now. So if there were, for example, malware was hunting for the data from the web browsers, then you need to change your password on the websites where this malware were found it.
I guess that high-profile malware is difficult to fight, so that's what I understand from you. Well, let's see what else guys have here. So they found some of the interesting things. That's a funny one, by the way. I would like to highlight this. So remember, they got some recommendations on the configure the antivirus, and it looks like they did it, and 60% of the workstations were compromised, but the good thing that detected and successfully removed. So that was not really just for the sake of configuration.
It's going
okay, so Red Dragons. So the guys are doing good.
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's my team.
They reported to the police, and police started to investigate the case of money went to the different account. Let's look at the Lauren Ipsum results. So what they have? So the same. They found the same high-profile malware. It's good. So the bank unfortunately did not give them the results. Okay.
So
let's move next to the next turn. The teams are about to start the next turn.
Yes.
Let's switch to WebEx.
Let's go.
Easy.
Okay, so no hype anymore.
No hype. Nothing. Just internal news. So
it's
time to relax. No shell shock.
Let's
like
look
that.
in the news.
But
the best corporate bank stopped processing, and I don't think it's good because the company work is paralyzed due to the bank availability. Oh my God, what happened?
Okay. So don't panic. It's not affecting our business. No, it's effective. But we cannot do anything with it. Only the IT guys and security teams inside the bank, they can fix this issue. But you just keep drink coffee.
The second thing is even worse here, and I just want to give you the illustration. So we have the news here. The team, the Lauren Ipsum, got the ransom demand of $100,000. It's absolutely different from this, 400.
Yeah. So
asked from
do you
the
remember
employee.
this one lonely guy? So that's much worse. So we right now remember the stories about how the celebrities, for example, they're asking the criminals, they're asking for the money, for example, for not disclosure the some documents. Or we know that there was some public news about some data breach when the attackers were able to just leak the smart portion of the data to the internet. Or, for example, the same news when even the governments, sometimes they also got the problem with these disclosures. So that's alive. That's happening in the real life. And right now, so for our teams, Lava, please, what is the results for this turn?
Well, what we have for the Red Dragons at this moment. So there's, let's start with the good news.
Yeah, good news,
so
please.
The blue screen of death problem has gone away.
Yeah.
No more blue screen of death. We have the ransom demand of $100,000.
Oops.
Which is definitely not that cool. I don't know if they will going to pay this or not. And we also have increasing problem with the suppliers. So now instead of losing $10,000, the Red Dragons lost $20,000, which I believe is really going not in the right direction. For Lauren Ipsum, that's what we have. So they have absolutely the same challenge, or the good news. So the blue screen of death disappeared.
Yay! Congratulations!
It's good news. They have like 60% of the workstations in their company encrypted, so when the work is very hard to perform for the office workers, and they have the same ransom demand, and ransom of 100K. So now they need to make a decision what to do with the ransom demand. So, Sergey?
Well, okay, so what to do with the ransom? Usually the C-level of the companies, they should decide what to do, and usually like pay or not to pay. That depends. That actually depends of the report that should be filled immediately after the incident. So they should found what was leaked, how it was leaked, what was attackers doing inside the network, and after that they should decide was it critical or not critical, pay not to pay. But once again, if there's something critical was leaked, if there is something was stolen, then even worse, it will be encrypted and not available for the use, and you got no backups, for example, for some volatile data, then you can crack it. So usually, if it's critical, then I just suggest just pay. Just to pay. But once again, you will support.
Let's see what our teams are going to do. I don't know. The Lauren Ipsum.
Okay, so
greedy guys, they're not going to pay.
But it's good. So the criminals, we're not supporting criminals. Yeah, that's good news. That's good news.
Okay. They try to find some reasons. They do a lot of stuff, by the way.
Yeah, a lot
They
of
try
cards.
to recover Office because they have the encrypted computers. Wow.
Makes sense. But they need to.
For Red Dragons, are they paying? I don't think so. Nobody's paying to criminals, so
Good. It's good.
It's
It's good.
good.
So that's how IT guys, they're thinking about the future. They think about that they're not going to support the criminals. But for the business, I think that they would like to, or PR department, they will try to hide every bad news that happened with the company. So what is the score?
Let's see the score after this two different approach. Where are the Red Dragons? No, it's going down.
It was 20.
No,
20.
it was 20.
No. Whoa.
61. 61.
Wow.
Okay, I'll cross the fingers and let's identify here the lorem ipsum. I will go up. 67. We're continually going up. So now we are pretty much close with you.
Trend.
So remember this $20. Remember.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I will
So
remember
let's have a look. What is the outcome? What is the outcome of the decisions of the team?
So that's
lorem
good
ipsum.
news. Successfully installed.
They restored the Office network, which is good. Right?
Yep.
After they being encrypted, they didn't pay the ransom, however. No malware found. That's interesting thing.
Test reports.
They tried to find the bug in the software, which may lead to this improper payment.
Yeah, the two they decided
they
to
didn't
choose.
find. They didn't find any
Wrong
problem.
man, wrong system.
Okay, police
something
started to work. Well, the good news, the bank, which was down,
Yeah.
sounds like it resumed the operation, but the teams lost some of the money.
Thank you,
Okay.
bank. And what about
What
the
about
dragons?
the Red Dragons? So we installed. Interesting thing. So that's what they did differently, and I like this. So they issued the PR statement
Yes.
about the breach and
Yeah, that's a good idea.
stolen
That's good.
data.
Yes, that's a good idea. Fair play. Yep, something went wrong, and PR department is involved right now in the response. So that's good. That's good. So
Okay.
additional one, I see that the results received, system installed, so cards played, and the systems are right now operation. But let's see the analysis. What happened? What happened with the networks? So, Mr. Slava, are you ready?
Yep.
Yep,
So it's
so please.
not much at the end of the turn, but the two important things here: the bank operations are restored, which is fine, and the guys, I believe from lorem ipsum, they managed to recover the Office computers which were encrypted. So
From the
that's
backup.
good news.
Yep.
Yep. So they recovered it, and now the Office people can continue and work as before. And yeah, basically, yep, the same for Red Dragons. So that's the result. So it's not that much of red at the moment. It's okay.
Yeah, so that's once again the good news. So they still got the one red dot for the both teams. So they're still losing some 10k for the turn, and maybe the police will find something. Maybe there will be something additional.
Police will find something.
Police will find
Hopefully
somebody.
not with us, but with the bad guys.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see how this will evolve. I mean, there is not much red here as yet, but you know, it's just in the middle. We're just in the middle.
So right now we're teams they should be ready for the next
Let's go for the next turn.
Yep.
Let's go to WebEx.
A security company reported an outbreak of new crypto ransomware. The malware is able to bypass usual antivirus functionality. All customers should make sure that their Office antivirus is properly configured, enabling deep analysis and rollback functions. So for the turn number 4, you will have only 4 minutes. 4 minutes for discussion and decision making. Here we go.
Yes, so that's good. That's good. So our teams they were suffering from the CryptoLocker attack, and right now this is in the public news. So now everybody knows that you need to do something with the cryptos attack, and that's massively in the real world. It's really massive. So we're detecting it like thousands a day, and no solution. Just keep ready, keep a backups, install additional security solutions and settings for the AV, so you'll be really safe from this kind of attack. And what about the news for the teams?
Well, let's start with your with your Red Dragons. So crypto fine, the bank has restored, we know that. The cyber criminals published the loads of social media.
Yeah, so right now
sorry, stolen data.
Yeah,
So
PR
we didn't pay them. So the Red Dragons didn't pay, so the cyber
Nobody
criminals
pay.
keep their work.
Yep. So right now there's the work for the PR department how to mitigate the damage.
And we see that's press review, negative reaction.
Of course,
Not
of
that
course.
easy.
That's the real life.
That's
that
new
happened.
good news, by the way. It's good news. Look, the B2B sale ordering website was under attack, but the guys installed the anti-DDoS upfront.
Yeah. So
Do you think this somehow related to the fact that they didn't pay the ransom? The attack?
Well, yes. Usually in real life, especially if we're talking about their competitors, then that will be connected. But once again, it doesn't matter right now, because for the security guys, they need to react properly on the all issues, and they shouldn't care about who is behind the attack, why they're behind this attack. So that's the question for the law enforcement, because they need to pursue the criminals, not the IT security department.
Okay. Let's look on the Lorem Ipsum, what these guys have. Crypter, the bank, the same type of stuff. So they still have the same problem with encrypted workstations. So
they had they already had this problem. So they restored it from the backup, and they didn't prevent this
from happening again.
Again, yeah, that's how it's happened. That's how it's working. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we were talking about that during the first turn.
But they also have the same kind of the good news, like B2B website with anti-DDoS. That's fine. Okay.
And and PR disaster once again. So. During PR disaster, the PR people, they should react properly on this, to handle this situation, and work properly with the journalists to answer the question, any kind of question. Even if you don't like such kind of question, you need to answer them, because once again you need to mitigate the damage, because for the reputation in the modern world, it's really important. If you will trying to hide something, if you will try to skip these questions, or just really aggressive to talk with journalists, that will be worst. So analysis, red dots and green dots.
Well, let's start with the Lorem Ipsum at this moment. So there's three things happen. So first of all, the guys are really in terrible stuff when it comes to paying to suppliers, as their losses now is like 80,000. 80,000. And the second thing, they got challenged, they got trouble with the regional office firewall. So actually the regional offices cannot really work at this moment. And what's good, they have the rest up and running. And what about the Red Dragons? For the Red Dragons, the same problem. You wonder, the same problem. The regional office firewalls do not really work, and they have trouble keeping the pace and letting the office workers do their normal job. But I think that what they have relatively good here compared to Lorem Ipsum. They are not losing money underpaid to suppliers anymore. And Sergey, we can explore why that happens.
So right now they've got a pretty equal situation. So the same systems went offline for both of the teams. Some of them operational, some of them not, and the losses. Yeah. So something, I think that the teams they was feeling something. There was like suspicion that we did something and the losses from the ERP system went down.
Let's compare the results. I mean, you say it's red dots, but let's look at the numbers. So where we have the Red Dragons now? Red Dragons come. Wow, number 17.
Dragons.
Good enough. Good enough.
Yeah, good.
And what about
Thank
my
you,
guys? 71. Okay.
Okay, $20.
We'll catch up.
Okay.
It's mine $20 anyway. So. Okay, so the number stands better for the Red Dragons, of course. If you look at the number of reds that they have,
Two of them. Yeah.
Red Dragons get 1 and Lorem Ipsum got 2 trouble areas at this moment. Okay, fine. So what did they do?
Fair play.
What did they do?
So let's look at the news.
Let's look at the results.
Results.
So they managed to get they fixed the firewalls, which is good.
Good.
They recovered digital signature. Digital mod installed. That's a funny thing. So I think we need to stop on this for a second and give you the illustration. Look what these guys found here. I'd like to illustrate that with a simple slide, please. So what this guy for Lauren Ipsum, what they found, the information about the payment instructions, how to pay to suppliers, was created in the ERP system, but then stored in the Excel file, available on the public network within the company, without any access control.
That's facepalm. That's facepalm. That's a huge mistake, and actually that shouldn't happen. Yeah, for example, if the shell shock, you cannot do anything. You cannot prevent such kind of vulnerabilities. But in the case with this Excel file, that's awful. That's awful. All your system just export it in the one file, and everybody got access to it. So actually, everybody can do anything with that. So they can transfer money to anyone. They can modify the data and to place their fake orders and do whatever they want. And actually, that's disaster. That's disaster. So I think that in real life, the guy who made this, he should be like, of course, no bonuses for this guy. And then about fire him. I don't know. That's awful. And the analysis, Slava, please.
Well, this time is short. So actually, Red Dragon stays exactly in the same configuration. So they probably will cope with the firewall problem on the next turn, but not yet. And for the Lauren Ipsum, the guys managed to restore the firewalls to the working order by applying the right patch. And now they don't have to red dot here. All the rest remain more or less the same. So nobody paid the ransom, nobody have the blue screen of death, and these guys have really problems with the payments. These guys probably don't have problem with the payments already. They fixed this. Okay.
Okay, so that's a good news. So both teams, they are doing really good job, and just one red dot. That's a good result. That's a really good result for the both of the teams.
Okay.
And we need to.
Okay. Let's see what happens next. I believe the teams already started the next turn, the turn number 5, and what they got as the inputs. So CM alert. So Lauren Ipsum, CM alert.
Yep, and no
the web
public
application
news.
Protected from the website from SQL injection. Good.
Good, really good.
DDoS attack. The anti-DDoS successfully
Once
protected.
again.
It's good. So these guys installed the digital signature, so they secured this Excel file, at least that nobody can modify it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's somehow related. One of the system administrators has not been on the week for now. I don't know. Cell phone is unavailable. Okay. But at least they're not losing money from the short underpayment.
They're
to the
losing
suppliers.
system administrators.
They're losing system administrators. That's a big question. What is more important for them? I don't know, money or people. But let's look at the Red Dragons. Red Dragons, and what happens here?
Once again, no public news.
The same stuff. So they have the web application firewall and anti-DDoS. So their B2B website seems quite secure. But they still do not fix the problem with firewalls. I don't know why is that.
So
the
guys,
offices are not working.
Maybe they were waiting for the last turn, and so you know that if the guys they will try to if the IT guys they will fix all issues with the network, and then they will have a job. Yep. Maybe Red Dragons decided that we will fix this firewall issues on the last turn.
Let's see what they're trying to do. Let's see what they're trying to do.
Okay, so...
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, last turn.
Okay. I don't know. Coup de grâce, as we say in France. Okay.
Yeah, rollback suspicion transactions, by the way.
They're trying to do this several times.
Yeah, and
I'm not
no
sure
luck.
it helps.
No luck, unfortunately. Then the security training, in the last turn, they finally understood that we need help. We need help from the other experts.
Well, it's probably better later than never.
Well,
Training is a good thing, I personally
yeah,
believe.
of course, but in the first
Okay, so this is the Red Dragons. They have the chance to fix the firewall issue. We'll see. And what about my champions? What they're doing? Patch management solution. Okay.
So
Good. Better
okay.
later.
Yeah,
than,
once again,
than,
it's the
than
same with the
never.
trainings.
PR statement.
Yeah, so they need to
it's
deal
a
with the disaster.
Little bit late, I think, because
late.
the media is already do a lot of publications, and if
Yep.
media has the opinion, you cannot really change it
Yep.
afterward.
You need to be first.
And restore Office network from the backup. I'm not quite sure I follow why they want to do this.
That's the last turn. Come on,
Last
they're
turn.
they're trying to
Maybe
send
because
back.
the system administrator is missing, so they just try to make sure
What?
that.
Okay, I got great.
I don't know. I don't know the logic behind that. But well, patch management is a good thing. But all the things for Lorem Ipsum is a good thing. But the challenge is that maybe it's a little bit later than we would like it to happen.
Yeah. So once again, the strategy.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Both of our teams have just one red dot on the.
Yeah.
in the
Once
network.
again,
It's
that's
probably
good.
not
That's good.
that. Let's see where we are. Let's see Lorem Ipsum. Oh, guys, are you going up or down? No. Up. 55. Okay, we went up.
Okay, so
Red
what's
55.
55? You're 55. And Red Dragons.
Red Dragons.
Yeah.
Wow, number 12.
Yes, $20.
Still not
oh,
on the top,
you saved
but
me.
no,
saved me.
nothing is over until
What?
everything is over.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
There is one more thing in this championship. That's one more thing in the game. So the teams can actually can we look at the webhooks, and I think we can learn what else can be earned by the teams. Can we switch to webhooks for a second, please?
The thief by yourself, or if you installed anti-DDoS protection, web application firewall, and patched your vulnerable firewall, you could earn $20,000 more. So now let's see who will be the winner after the bonus.
Okay. So now I believe the teams
Happy
will get
time.
some bonuses, and let's see before we decide the destiny of this $20. Let's see the final
55.
results. And here we go with the final results. Where's the Red Dragons? It was like 12. Now you're 16. You see?
Oops.
You see? You see?
Oops. And they've got the bonuses
Well,
for the
The
security?
Red Dragon did quite a good job on
Yes.
installing the digital signatures.
Yes,
Right? So
to prevent the
they stopped to lose money.
Excel file. Do you remember this
Yes.
Excel
So
file?
now
Yeah.
it's a digitally signed Excel file.
yes. Something.
It's better than nothing, right? Of
True,
course.
true.
And,
And
okay,
they've got the
and
network
the-
security actions, so that's good.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff on how to secure the corporate network.
Yeah.
And the
Lorem Ipsum.
Lorem Ipsum is 59.
Oh, guys.
Okay, we'll talk about $20 later. So what was good about these guys? So basically, exactly the same,
same.
actually.
Yeah.
Exactly the same for these guys.
So the both
Exactly.
teams, they got the same bonuses for the same, but once again, they could make more bonuses.
I believe so, because, the first team, here we have like Full House. I like the name. That was a smart name. But
Yeah.
so 1,045,000. 1,045,000. It's a,
And
it's
they
a
got
good-
the budget left, and they still got the budget.
still a budget.
Awesome job, guys.
And
And of course, we congratulate all the teams. We congratulate all the teams that who are participating in our challenges, and the Full House, they are winners. So total revenue, it's awesome. Budget left, awesome.
do you mind if we give the people who are watching us now a little bit of the backstage view of what
Yeah, but
really
I think that's-
happens?
yeah, fair
and
play.
illustrate the scenario.
Definitely, we should do this because right now
So
it's
we need some
unclean.
illustrations now, please. And
What's there? Okay, so first of all, yeah, it was a shell shock. So the shell shock is happened in the real life, and it's disaster, and and you need to implement the patch management and install patches correctly all the time. When you it doesn't matter, have you heard about this from Republic News or no, you need to deal with that. So of course, to install the patch, it's like a free, it doesn't affect your budget, but it depends on time. So you need to always remember that installing the patch management system will save the time.
Opposite, I mean, if you just try to avoid this hassle of making the patch. So our teams did not experience this today. That's good news, but if you don't install the shell shock, you can really lose a lot. So the B2B website can really be
it's
used
critical.
not for making money for you,
Yes.
but for making money for somebody else.
Yes,
We don't
that's
want
true.
this to happen.
So the second, what was the second?
That is a
issues.
difficult thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's a different thing. But once again, the both of our teams, they perfectly react on this kind of threat. And this threat was about the APT that was targeted the bank. Do you remember that during our game there was the issues with the banks? With the banks, no
I
money
think these
transaction
guys
processed.
really, they did half of the job. So Boss, Lauren Ipsum and Red Dragons, they did kind of a half of the job. So we remember they put the notice to the blue screen of death as you directed them, I believe.
Yeah.
But what surprised me
What?
is that we had the situation in the game after the third turn when two things happened at the same time.
What?
The bank crashed
Yes.
and the blue screen of death disappeared. Any,
Well, okay. So
Any guess?
the idea behind this was that the company that our team tried to protect is that this company, there was just a hope, just a little jump point for the criminals from the enterprise network to the bank, because once again the company that was losing like 100K dollars. But if the criminals will jump to the bank, then it will make billions of dollars. So that makes
there's
sense.
no toothpaste in the bank. Yeah,
No.
there's money.
Money. So they just insert inside the database, inside the bank, how much money you actually want. And that's what we see during, for example, incident responses in the banks, because so you know that a lot of enterprises, they're using the outsourcing. So, and usually the attackers, they know about that. So, and it's much easier to attack the outsourced company, make some
Or
error.
attack us as the loyal customer of this bank. I mean, so our company work with this bank on a daily basis. So that's how they use it.
Yeah. of
But
course.
what is the relation between the blue screen of death and this attack?
Because
I was
it's-
thinking it's just a mistake in the software.
No. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. It was a mistake in the software, but it was mistake in the attacker's software. It's not. It wasn't created by the Microsoft. It was created by the attackers. And usually, when we are dealing with the mistakes inside the kernel of the operation system, that means that attackers, they know what to do, but still they're making mistakes. And these
And,
attackers got a lot of resources for that, because once again, if we're talking about the APTs, when we are talking about the really advanced threats, or even the state-sponsored attack, that got the resources, they got knowledge how to deal with the code inside the kernel. And that's really important. That's really good to know that both of our teams, they were perfectly they were reacting on this issues.
Reacting, yes, to the blue screen of death, but they didn't really help to
banks.
the bank. And I also
Yeah.
think that it's APT is always hard to deal with. And I know that you guys in Great are dealing with a lot of APT attacks and APT reports, research and discovery. And I would like to give you the compliment by running the video on one of the series of APT attacks that Kaspersky Great discovered. So can we have the APT video, please?
Thank you. It's honor.
Sophisticated cyber attacks usually have very professional groups behind them. They have resources, a clear goal, and a plan how to achieve it. And there are very few teams in the world capable of professionally investigating these attacks.
Kaspersky Lab's GREAT is one such team. GREAT is not just about analyzing vulnerabilities or taking a look at malware. We are hunting the hunters. We are revealing the monsters.
At Kaspersky Lab, we process hundreds of thousands of samples every day. The art of figuring out which ones are significant is a bit like finding needles in a huge haystack. We are grateful for every needle we discover, because this makes the world a little safer.
Okay, so thank you very much for the great team for doing the great job for the security of the world. APTs. So besides the APTs, so let's elaborate on the third piece of
what was during our game. So the corporate ransom attack. So we know
$100,000.
Yes, and nobody paid actually. So during the turns, I was saying like, guys, that's the hard decision. What you're going to do with this ransom? But once again, you need to be sure that if you will pay the ransom, that the criminals they will make it like a fair play. It's really hard to believe in it, but you need to be like at least 99% sure that if you will pay, that nothing will go wrong with that. But if we talk about the ransomware, so the attack when the data is encrypted, then first of all you need to check. Is there any keys? Is there any solution for the cryptolockers attack? Because usually a lot of companies, a lot of law enforcement, and this is a big society of the IT security experts, they are helping users to deal with such kind of attack.
But it was even worse here, right? So it's not was only about the encrypted workstations. The challenge was that the guys had stolen the emails and they was treating us.
And do you remember this first lonely guy? That was
personal trouble.
Everybody thought that it's personal trouble, but finally we know that was the issue for the whole company.
For
the whole company.
I would like you to show the video of one of the pretty well-known corporate ransomware attacks. So can we have the Sony pictures on the screen, please?
Oh, Sony.
White House blames North Korea for the devastating cyber attack on Sony Pictures. Hackers exposed thousands of sensitive emails and forced Sony to stop the release of a controversial movie. CBS 2's David Begnaud has the story.
President Obama says North Korea is behind the damaging cyber attack against Sony Pictures.
They caused a lot of damage, and we will respond. We will respond proportionally, and we'll respond in a place and time and manner that we choose.
In a statement, the FBI says it has enough evidence to conclude North Korea was behind the hacking that leaked thousands of emails. Officials say hackers used a vast network of computer servers in other countries to hide their origin. A North Korean UN diplomat denies his country was behind the hacking.
Okay, that was really a disaster for Sony Pictures this time. And for our players, I believe the good news is that all the attackers wanted is just, pure money. So they didn't ask for movie recall.
Plus, it was with the Sony, it was a political issue. And in our case, just the money. Just the money.
So
it's the good news.
Good news. But it definitely was challenging for everybody. To pay or not to pay. Okay.
I think that should be fair play.
Fair play.
If it was leaked, then make a report, make an investigation, write the report, find the issues, fix the holes, prevent the additional holes,
And make the public statements.
yes,
Admit incidents.
proactively, because if there will be hype inside in the public media and you are not ready, then of course there will be a lot of damage to the reputation.
If you
of the
don't
company.
talk to media, they always talk bad things about you. So the last thing, and what your comments will be on the last part of attack. So the money.
Yeah, so do you remember this Excel file?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so there was some
Magic
guy,
Excel file.
Yeah, some guy.
Like a hacker?
Now, in my opinion, he's an idiot, because when you are accessing the Excel,
rich idiot by the moment.
well, once again, when somebody is touching the Excel file, that there will be the access time to the document, verification time of the company, and credential that was used to edit any kind of Excel file. So it was
That's what
easy.
some of the teams did, but remember they needed to install these separate watchdog to look at these log files. So that's what they did somewhere in the middle.
Yes, and plus
that's how they identified.
Yes, plus, do you remember they were reporting to the police about the attacks? So if in case we're talking about the ransomware, where there was some international cyber game that were crypting the data, then for the law enforcement it's like, well, okay, we will take the report, but nothing to do with that.
How to do?
Yeah, but in the case where there was some employees inside the company who were
police
editing
knows how to deal with people.
Yeah, that's
computers.
the right time. It's the right time, right move, right time to report this guy to the police.
Yeah,
so
if you report it early enough, you have enough time to capture and to let the police capture this guy.
Yeah.
That makes sense for me. Makes sense.
So the both teams they've missed it. As far as I remember.
Both teams that we watched for, and I believe a lot of teams so they did secure the payment process. So they installed the digital signatures. So they basically prevented this guy from being able to modify.
But they were not able.
Did not really capture him.
Yeah.
So either they called police too late, or they didn't watch the log files and they didn't identify this guy personally.
Yeah, I think that they had a lot of things to do besides this 10K losses.
That was massive thing. So it's a lot of attacks. We've seen like 4 different attacks on the same enterprise. Well, do you think it's unusual? Is it possible?
Well, that's a simulation. That's how you have in the real life, when you get several waves that are coming to your networks and you need properly react. And one of the most important turns, was turn number 1, because when they should be ready and be prepared for this 4 type of threats.
Yeah, I think we can try to summarize to illustrate this, the play by very few, I would say, outcomes or conclusions or the strategy or items you need to consider. I think, they look rather obvious when you read them, but it's not that easy actually to use them in real situations. You need to keep them in mind.
Yeah, because you're under the pressure, because something new is happening. And so one of the topics in the conclusion that I really like, it's like to train people. It's do you remember during the fifth
the
floor?
leak on the of the information that the criminals, they stolen the information?
No. So one team, they've used this card for the security training.
That was the last move.
So actually, there should be the number 1 during the in action items, because if your employees are ready to fight with the cyber threats, do you remember during the blue screen of death, they were thinking that it was just a mistake in the driver, but it wasn't a mistake in the driver, and the security trainings will help IT guys to analyze the memory dump, to analyze the kernel, and to reveal the monster. That's the idea. So if they will be play the card, the security training, then we'll have additional way how to deal with this blue screen of death. And that's good. That's good. That's good. That should be implemented. That should be running.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you have great security controls but have stupid people, it doesn't really work. I mean,
yeah.
like always, you need smart people to do
Or
the smart
just use
things,
it-
even having the greatest tools.
Yeah. So you can use the laptops to, like a Hummer.
Okay. It's good. Good. Well, in this simulation, the teams, we see that the full house, the guys like reached 1,045,000. It's very, very close to the ideal scenario, by the way. Well, to some extent, there is no universal ideal scenario in the cybersecurity, of course, but I believe Sergey can give you kind of a guidance what to look for, what is the key to success. in
Yeah,
building.
so we were talking about that during the first turn. So the basic idea, when you got something happen, and you know the issue, for example, with the shell shock, that's publicly available. Everybody aware about this. So you, first of all, you need to fix it, install the patch. But in the same time, you need to prevent these kind of threats in the future. So in this case, with the shell shock, first of all, of course, install patches. It's 100% sure. And the second step is to install a patch management system that will automatically find the correct solution for the vulnerabilities and then install the patches. So you will not spend the resources, you will not spend the IT administrators' time to reveal what is going on inside the network, and that's the strategy that should be started from the turn number one.
Can I ask you a simple question as a practitioner in cybersecurity? Why a lot of people do not follow this, I would say, pretty rational advice?
Well, usually they are in panic. It's panic, That's you get, a lot of data. It's like when you're reading the report from the
and that's
audit.
what you have in the digital world today. It's a lot of data.
Yeah, like the social media, the journalists, the hypes. Yep, hypes. The same hypes. And then you need to logically think about that. That yes, the shell shock. Is it important? Yes. Should we be protected from the next shell shock? Yes. That was for example, the other part of the news was about the Android malware.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Should we protect it? Yes, we should. And there was actually the one card, MDM management, and that's it. You don't have any other. You don't need the.
Well, I think the challenge here for the guys are twofold. So first, like they aren't panicking, like in real life.
Yes.
And second one, I mean, they have a lot of security things which are good to have. Like we have here on the market, you can go and buy a lot of hardware and software boxes, but you cannot do everything at once. You need to kind of prioritize.
You need priority, and this priority should be built on your strategy.
That's what I mean. And the second comment I'd like you to make, please, on the good cyber defense.
Yeah, that's the strategy about how to dealing with the malware. So usually when we are making the incident response, for example, in the financial institutions, we see that during the whole time of the attack, several months, the AVs, they were always looming. And the IT guys, they were not able to react properly on this looming. So that was that was a malware, it was deleted, and that's it. So problem solved. But actually, if we will look closer to this malware, and you will see that, for example, it was stealing the NTLM hashes. And right now, attackers, they've got their old password. That actually, they don't need the malware after that. So they can easily jump from one computer to another computer with no malware. So no samples, nothing will be touched on the hard drives. And there will be, the same result with the no malware, and there will be the data breach, and there will be information will be stolen, the money will be transferred. That will be the disaster. And the reason for that is that after the incident with the malware, nobody was investigating what this malware was actually doing.
It's not. I mean, it's just easy. I mean, we found the malware, so we killed the malware. So
But how it was installed? What was it? What
no,
does
no,
it do?
you're asking to sync. So, but I can just kill the malware.
No,
so.
no. We're professionals. We need to know exactly what was following what and what happened then. Because, for
Yeah,
example, I
that's the
can.
goal.
Yeah, because for example, I remember the story about how there was a malware and it was a keylogger. So attackers were able to steal the old passwords, and of course how to react on that, to change the passwords now immediately.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense. But it was a funny story.
So they let the keylogger be in the system after that as well?
No.
Okay.
So it was a really big enterprise, and it was the middle of the night in the headquarters. And so I was making the reverse engineering for the malware, and I saw that the passwords that was stolen, and I'm just, okay, you need to change the passwords. And the IT guys, okay, we need approval from our top managers. And top managers like, oh, change the passwords. But it was really big network. And when in the headquarters was middle of the night, then some offices that were already operational. And after changing the passwords, they stopped working. So it was, oops. So right now there should be a balance. So yes, after the how to react on the malware. So first of all, you need to make a reverse to ask somebody, and they will do the report about the malware, and you will see what malware is actually doing, and you need to react properly on this report. And after that, you need properly, for example, change your password. So think how to do this in a right way.
I call it in a simple language, like the criminals. If you like throw them out of the door, they come through the window. So you need to make sure that once you found them in the house, you close all the ways for them to go inside.
Yeah.
So they always are very persistent because they want our toothpaste. Okay, then. So if we summarize, I mean, well, different teams did quite a different job in this championship today, and we're definitely very happy for the full house. I'm also happy. But the major point coming out from this is why we need the cybersecurity, why business needs cybersecurity.
Well, actually, we need business needs cybersecurity. It's like in the medical care. You know, when for example, usually doctors, general therapists, they're talking about you need to do something really simple things like wash your hands, use the toothpaste, just keep warm, keep warm. You know, choose the the coats.
We know how mom is talking or a doctor is talking.
Yes, that's true. And if you will not follow this step, then you have troubles. Then you get problem with the illness, you'll be sick. Your teeth will be damaged, and you got the issues with your health. That's the same as happening with this IT security. If you will not follow the rules, you will have this kind of results. And once again, it's really important to describe the boards. Top managers how it's working. So if you will do this, then the result will be that. If you will do that, the result will be like this. So
the more important thing probably is to simplify that. If you don't do this, you will have no results in terms of money for you.
Yeah, because when we saw that if they are in network, it's
somebody
not operational.
Somebody else will get your money.
Yeah, it's the first. And then if your network is not working, then how? So even the top managers, where is my laptop? It's not working. So what to do? To do?
Yeah, makes sense to me. And the second thing to add here is it's not only about importance on cybersecurity or like the size of the budget. It's always good to have higher budget, but I mean, what's even more important is to spend the budget in the right way. I mean, doing the right things in the right time, not just throw in millions of dollars and buy everything and then do the training
Yeah, definitely.
maybe or maybe not. So that's kind of a thing.
Yeah. So usually, of course, you need to start trainings, and then during your trainings, you'll understand how to deal with the threats, and then how properly react.
Yeah,
on
we
the
can
threat.
we can have a look at the screen and the on the final table, and just to compare. I mean, the teams who. I'm interested in the budgetary points. I mean, we have the Full House who did quite a lot of revenue. Well, spent pretty much on the budget, right? But we can compare the other guys, the Typhoon, exactly the number 2 here. So they spent more money on the cybersecurity, but the results are not that good, right?
Yeah, that's
So
true. That's true.
That's the whole point. It's not really about just the money that you have, or just the antiviruses, CMs, anti-APTs, whatever kind of hardware and software you can purchase. It's much more about
right move, right on time.
Right move, right on time. That's true. That's true. And I think that's pretty reasonable number of teams did the good moves today. Yeah, I still owe you $20, but well, it's pretty a lot of teams. 3 teams above 1 million. Right? So this is very, very decent result, I believe.
And all of them are above the 100K. So they're still making revenue.
They're still making revenue. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. That's a good. And they got the budget. They still got the budget. Yeah. So 125 teams were playing, and we are really happy that all teams were participating in our challenges. So, guys.
Also, funny thing, just funny thing. I mean, this is the time that people are really spent on making all the decisions, right? So you can see that the champion actually spent much less time on doing all the decisions during the turns comparing to the other guys. So
it's professionals.
Maybe it's a professional guys. I don't know. Should be. So, but the result is the result. I mean, that's definitely. They are professional, despite who they really are. We don't know who's beside the pseudonym. And now I believe we have the opportunity to ask the participants of our today for the feedback. So how they feel themselves.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity is my future. Now I study at the Bauman University, and it's my future profession.
That's the same. I'm also studying Bauman Moscow State Technical University, and cybersecurity is also my future profession.
So, was it useful for you to play this game, and did you learn something new about your future profession?
I think that I really knew something new about my future profession. Sorry, but the game was very interesting. I learned some few new tactics in cybersecurity, and I forgot what I want to say.
Would you have done differently? Now, when you know details about attacks, when you know the ideal strategy, which Victor explained, which actions will you make right now?
We should install updates for first time, and take
and first of all, as Darina said, we must always keep our system up to date, and after that, we must always make an audit of our company.
So, did you do any managerial actions like issuing press release, making cybersecurity training and other non-technical stuff during your game? And was it useful?
We forgot to do cybersecurity training.
You're mostly technical.
No, we thought that we did it in the first round.
So you ran out of time for this.
We forgot that we'd done it. We thought that we did it in the first round, and
so now you know. Now you know that you need to keep all tracks of your previous actions, and to make some strategy in advance, right? Thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations for passing through this game. And good luck to your future job. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, teams. That was amazing feedback, and we want to congratulate all the 125 teams who were with us during this game, and I think it was really informative once again and entertaining.
Based on how people react, that definitely was interesting for them. And thank you for everybody who joined us and watched us today. It was our joy and happiness to work for you and help you to watch the championship. We appreciate this. And again, many thanks to Viktor Sergeyev, to the Game Master, to Sergey Golovanov from Kaspersky, great team.
And Mr. Slava Barin, who is the mastermind of this game. And the energy of this man, it was driving insanely this championship. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Enjoy. Come back for the next series of the KIPS championships.
And stay safe.
And stay safe.
In the movies, security specialists in black hoods say, decrypting the protocol. Then they type a few words, and the next shot, they are in. In reality, it doesn't work like this.
Investigating a major cyber espionage campaign is a bit like working as a paleontologist.
Paleontologists rarely find well-preserved skeletons of ancient monsters. In most cases, it's a very laborious search, analyzing a huge number of odd fragments, bones that might be part of a single creature or may come from different skeletons.
Often you start with a single, small, badly damaged bone. Most people would probably just toss this bone aside and keep on going, but in security research we collect things.
We work in different channels to collect artifacts that may or may not match the pieces in our collection. Sometimes we join efforts with other paleontologists and share our findings. And finally, we'll have an understanding of the APT we're really dealing with. But the investigation doesn't stop there.
You need to find new samples, reverse them, reverse the communication protocol with the CNCs, map new CNCs, find new victims. It's a lot of work for a lot of different investigations at the same time. Sophisticated cyber attacks usually have very professional groups behind them. They have resources, a clear goal, and a plan how to achieve it. And there are very few teams in the world capable of professionally investigating these attacks.
Kaspersky Lab's GREAT is one such team. GREAT is not just about analyzing vulnerabilities or taking a look at malware. We are hunting the hunters. We are revealing the monsters.
At Kaspersky Lab, we process hundreds of thousands of samples every day. The art of figuring out which ones are significant is a bit like finding needles in a huge haystack. We are grateful for every needle we discover, because this makes the world a little safer.